Hey guys, Matt here from Wreck the Brew. Happy Homebrew Wednesday to you. It's going to be a real quick one this week. I don't have a whole lot going on. I thought I'd crack into this commercial beer. One of my go-tos. It's a Schafferhofer. It's a grapefruit Hefeweizen. It's real light. It's like 3%. But it's such an easy drinker. And yeah, it's real good. So yeah, look at that. It's almost pink in color. But, yeah, it's got pink grapefruit in it. So yeah, if that's your thing, this is really good. I'd recommend it. Cheers. Such a great beer for warm winter, or warm weather. It was a warm winter for us. Yeah, it's like 70, it was like 75 degrees today, real nice. And yeah, you can just crush this thing. So I like to buy a 6-pack every once in a while. I had this almost everywhere I went in Disney when we went there a couple weeks ago. And one of the places I went to, I mean, I tried a whole bunch of different things. Every time I go down there, I always try to pick out a beer that I've never had either for a while or ever, just to try, because you can get local beers anywhere. You can get the commercial beers everywhere. The big boy commercial beers, you can get them everywhere. So I like to try some different things. And what was interesting is one of the places we went to, they had the Schafferhofer there. It was the 50s Primetime Cafe. It's over in Hollywood Studios. And they offered this beer with a vodka shot in it. And I asked them why they did that. I'm like, why would you ruin a perfectly good beer? And they're like, well, it's only 3%, so we needed to kick it up somehow. Anyway. It was okay, but I like this beer just like it is. But anyway, more beer stuff here we have to talk about. So this is the Citra Pale Ale. It's been in the primary for, let's see, I brewed it on not this past Sunday, the Sunday before. So we're looking at what, 10 days, 11 days, and yeah, the thing's crystal clear. This is my first sample. I just kind of wanted to not fool with it and get my first impressions here on camera. The beersmith said it was supposed to attenuate down to 1009, and that is pretty much what we have here. It's coming out at right at the 1010, right just under the 1010 mark on this. Yeah, 1010. It's right at 10. It's 10.9 is what it's looking like. So yeah, hitting numbers on that perfectly. I think that, I don't know, I guess that comes out to like a 5%. I didn't actually do the calculation. I think it's somewhere around 5%. So it started out at 1053, ended at 1009. And so just some quick notes on this guy. I've done this beer 3 times now. A friend of mine really likes it. He suggested it. I was kind of scratching my head on what beer to make next. So I made this one, just to have it ready for the warm weather as well. And this time is the first time I brewed this with wort chemistry in mind. So I went for a target profile to kind of get that the more hop forward, more bitterness, kind of more dry kind of a taste in it. So I went for a 3-to-1 ratio sulfate to chloride. So I ended up with going for 174 sulfate and 60 on the chloride. Kept the calcium right around, it was just under 90, so it was 87 is what my brewing order said. So of course these are all estimates, but that's pretty much what I was going for. Hit all my numbers perfectly on this one. This was a great brew day. The mash was 5.3, so I kind of left that alone. The sparge water, I put the lactic acid in there to bring it down some because my regular city water is 6.8, so I brought that down to 5.6. So all in all, I went into the boil kettle at 5.49. So yeah, just kind of making notes of those things. I don't know. I don't think that was too high going into the boil kettle. I mean, I hit my mash temperature or mash pH perfectly. Everything went well. The whole process went smooth. So I'm not gonna fuss over it anyway. I'm gonna get ready to dry hop this guy. We'll do that here in a minute. I'm basically putting an ounce each of Citra and Cascade into that. But I wanted to get a taste before we did that. So this is straight out of the primary, 11 days. I wanted to kind of see where we're at so far with the amount of hops we've already thrown in there. We've already put into this beer 3/4 of an ounce of Magnum at 60. We put Citra and Cascade in half-ounce increments each at 10 towards the end, and then again at flame out. So there's plenty of hops going through this at all stages. So let's check this guy out. Oh, you can definitely smell that Citra in there. I love Citra hops, and I haven't made this beer in a while, so it's a very familiar smell. Yeah, this is gonna be great. Let's check it out. Yeah, I like that already. I remember, I think one of the times I made this beer, probably the first time I made this beer, I wasn't really huge into IPAs or real hoppy beers, or real high IBU beers. I've kind of come around a little bit on that. I still don't like real high and real bitter, but I do like this one. And the thing is, with this, what I was planning on going for with the original beer was a similar recipe to this, but I left out the dry hop, figuring that and I was still kind of new to the process. This was my very first all grain beer that I made, and I left out the dry hop part because when I tasted it at this stage, I'm like, you know what, that tastes pretty good the way it is. I don't want it to become more bitter, but I've learned a few things over time, and that adding the hops into the dry hop into the secondary or the primary sort of stage of things that's not where your bitterness is coming from. Most of your bitterness is coming from at the beginning of the boil. So in this case, the Magnum hops I put in there, that's where most of my IBUs are coming from. Everything after that, depending on where you put it in, is going to add into the aroma or the flavor. So just adding them in now is just going to further boost the aroma and the flavor now on the Citra and Cascade, which I love. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get ready to do that. I sent my beer mails out to a few folks. I sent some beer up to friends and family, yeah, that's kind of it. So we're going to go ahead and do the dry up right now and call it here. So have a happy Homebrew Wednesday, everybody, and I'll see you guys next week. Cheers. So here you go, guys. I don't know how much of this is going to make it on the camera. Hopefully I'm not in the way. But yeah, here's the fermenter. Kind of spray everything down. Don't need any infections. And get the pressure off of there. All right. Now I've been sanitizing some scissors, the ends of the hop containers, just because I don't want to take any chances. And I have like a hop bag here. Now I'm not going to really worry too much about this. I'm pretty much going to go right from this to right to bottling. So I'm not going to worry about having to fish this thing out. So just go ahead and start with one of these at a time. And this is wet, so it's just going to stick straight away, and just dump it right in there. Cascade. Let's put that straight in there. Citra. Love the smell of Citra. So there you go. Just put it in a nice little hop bag. Just not going to overcomplicate it this time. Normally I would sort of like tie it off or whatnot, but this, like I said, it's going to go right from this right to bottling, so it really doesn't matter. Just dunk it straight in there. And there we go. So I'll be ready to bottle this thing probably Sunday, since that's the next day I'll be off. So So yeah, that'll be dry hopping for, what is that, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, so 4 days. That's about right. And then we'll go ahead and bottle it. So there you go.